Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be the last recipe of the box I got from Hellofresh to try. It is a sesame, Szechuan, I know I butchered that word, but pork noodles with rainbow cabbage and peanuts. This looks really delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
I cannot wait to try it. I already got all my ingredients out. The pork, ground pork, the
cabbage,
coleslaw mixture is what it looks like. But anyways, ramen noodles.
And the noodles.
I got some cornstarch, some rice, wine. I think what is it? Rice white vinegar or something like that.
Rice white vinegar.
Sesame oil, garlic, ginger, some peanuts.
All
right, and also some scallions, which I have already cut. So I have to get those out of the fridge. And then I have my miscellaneous pantry ingredients that I'm going to be also needing. And I have, oops, that's my cup. I've been drinking some water. Bad. And I have the small bowl I'm going to be using, the pot for the water, and my pan to mix everything together and cook the pork, and my chopping station. So I have everything out that I'm going to need. So now I'm going to get started on the ginger and the garlic. Step 1, which is prep and make sauce. I've actually just started the prep. I have the water boiling here. I'm about to throw in the noodles. And I also have, I got my scallions chopped, finely chopped, and separated the whites and the greens. I have the peanuts here, roughly chopped. I have my ginger minced. I have here a tablespoon of sugar for the sauce ready to go, and the garlic already minced. So. And the next step is going to be here in a small bowl, whisk together the paste, which I'm going to be, is this paste here.
Paste?
The sauce base.
The sauce?
Okay, and what else does it say? With the rice wine vinegar, and mix in with the cornstarch, and half of the sesame seed oil with the tablespoon of sugar, and a 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So actually I'm going to have to skip to step 2 here because this water is already fiercely boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the ramen noodles in the water. Okay. And actually it's supposed to only boil for 1 to 2 minutes. So when we get that going, it's going to be fast. So. Alright, so I have my noodles in there. I'm going to watch it carefully because this is, oh god, it's boiling. It's boiling really much. Okay.
Yeah, it was boiling.
Alright, so it's supposed to only boil for 1 to 2 minutes. So that is a really, really fast cook, right?
Yeah.
So then after that 1 to 2 minutes and it's like tender or something like that, then you take it out. Rinse it with cold water and then set aside, and they have a tip to kind of drizzle a little bit of oil on it so it doesn't stick while you're doing the rest of the prepping. Okay, so I did that. I got the noodles set aside. I put a little bit of oil on it to keep it from sticking, so it is all good to go. So now I'm going to leave that to the side there while I get working on the sauce. Okay, so now I'm going to be working on the sauce. So in a small bowl, whisk together the paste, okay?
Together the paste. Whisk together that paste.
Reminds me of tomato paste.
Yeah, it's like tomato paste.
Okay. And then what else does it need? The vinegar.
The vinegar, which is that what it needs. The rice wine vinegar. What else does it need?
You all right, child? It is the rice wine vinegar, and now the cornstarch.
And the cornstarch, because it's the cornstarch. And
All right.
it reminds me. It reminds me like it reminds me to flour. It reminds me it's like flour.
Yes, you are right. You've been paying attention. Okay, so
And let's
now
pour
I'm
the
going
salt.
to be adding the sugar.
Let's pour the sugar. Ooh.
And 3/4 cup of water. I will do that, and half of the sesame oil. So let me make sure that I just get half of it because I'm going to be using the rest of it later for the meat. All right, so I put all the ingredients together for the sauce. Now let's just whisk it all together. I can feel that cornstarch being a little bit stubborn at the bottom there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and whisk that together. And then the next step is going to be cooking the pork meat. Okay. Alright, so cooking the pork. So I am heating up the rest of the sesame oil. It's in here. By the way, I just love the smell of that.
Yeah.
Alright, and now add the pork, scallion whites, ginger, and garlic seasoned with salt and pepper. Alright. Alright, so I have put in here the ground pork.
The ground pork.
These white scallions, the ginger, and the garlic. And I already seasoned it with salt and pepper. It says to break up the meat.
Yeah, cook up the meat.
Okay. I'm going to continue doing this until it is browned and cooked through the pork. So, and it says it's about 4 to 6 minutes.
4 to 6 minutes.
Okay, it's looking good so far. It smells good too.
Yeah, it smells good.
I'm actually pretty excited about this because, you know, I've worked with sesame seed oil before and most of these ingredients, but not together, you know, and I haven't yet worked with a recipe that throws peanuts on it. So that's pretty, you know, I'm pretty excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I've actually never worked with ramen noodles. Like,
yeah, ramen noodles.
My goodness, these things cook fast. It's like literally 1 minute.
Yeah,
that had me freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna overcook them. So I took them out of there, and it was like, oh my goodness. But they look decent. They look decent. I think I got it. So, all right, yeah. All right, so I'm going to get working on that till it's browned, and then I'm going to start working on the last step, to finish and serve. So once the pork meat is cooked through, then I'm going to throw in the coleslaw cabbage mix thing, cook it down for 1 minute, and then reduce heat, and then add the noodles and the sauce. And then toss everything together until well coated. If sauce is too thick,
well, how about the peanuts?
I'm sure that the cornstarch was there to thicken it,
How
but
about the peanuts?
it's pretty thin right now. But let's see once it starts to cook. But sauce smells really, really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I can lie.
And then, okay, salt and pepper. All right, and then so the green scallions are for garnish, and so are the peanuts. Perfect. Okay, so I believe the meat is done. It doesn't really look super browned, but it's been the time.
Yeah.
Alright, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing in the coleslaw. Excuse me, please.
I'm sorry. That's a lot of coleslaw.
Alright, so I got the coleslaw in here. It says to cook this down for about 1 minute.
For about
This is a fairly quick meal to cook. You know, like the noodles cook in a minute. The slaw cooks in a minute. The ground ground pork cooks in about 6 minutes.
Cooks about 6
So,
minutes.
yeah. Okay, so I'm going to continue to work that in there and for about 1 minute. Alright, well that looks super festive. But, okay, so it's been a minute. They've softened a bit. And now I'm going to reduce the heat and add the ramen noodles and stir in sauce and toss everything together. Alright, so I've thrown in the noodles. I threw in the sauce. And I'm just going to mix this up. I was concerned for a minute there because the noodles were not moving, but once I threw the sauce in there, it kind of like, you know, softened them up again to actually be able to move. But alright, let me go ahead and mix that up and then plate up. Okay, so this is how it's looking when I mixed everything in together thoroughly. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and plate it, and then we'll taste it and let you know how it is. Okay, so this is the finished product, all plated up and everything. Looks pretty decent. That recipe did make a lot. I was kind of shocked because it didn't look like the noodle was going to go very far, but wow, that's a lot. But alright, I don't mind leftovers. Well, I am pleasantly surprised. This is quite delicious. It's got a bit of a kick to it. Obviously, there's a lot of ginger went into it, but I feel like it's also from the sauce. So yeah, it's delicious. Totally worth a try. Thank you for the recipe, HelloFresh.